Let's talk about Ahlam, Isra Ghraib, Kandil Baloch, and the many others who died in what are called honor killings. It's thousands of women murdered around the world every year. So what is an honor killing? Why is it still happening? And how can these murders be stopped? It's tough to even use the term honor killings because there's nothing honorable about women being killed to supposedly save face. We're going to look into why it's happening in a bit. But first, let's rewind to a murder that got thousands of people protesting. It happened in Jordan. Witnesses said they saw a young woman being chased out of her house by her father, who then beat her to death with a brick in the street. Some in the neighborhood reportedly saw him sit down and drink tea next to his daughter's body. We know that the victim was a divorced woman in her late 30s. She'd been living in her family home, but at one point, she went to a women's facility, saying she was experiencing domestic abuse. A few days later, she was back at her parents' house and killed not long afterwards.
ليست أول جريمة بحجة الدفاع عن الشرف، ولكن صرخة أحلام في الأردن أسمعت العقول والقلوب صوتاً ينادي الجميع برفع أصواتهم.
According to the United Nations, 50,000 women around the world were killed by their intimate partners or family members in 2017. Honor killings make up a part of those numbers. The UN estimates it's about 5,000 every year. And Ahlam's murder is just a recent high-profile case. In 2019 in Palestine, 21-year-old Isra Ghraib was thrown off a balcony because she was seen in public with her fiancé. Isra survived the fall, only to be killed while she was in hospital by her father and brother. A nurse recorded this video. You can hear Isra screaming for help. In India, it was the caste system that nearly killed Kausalya Shankar. She and her husband were beaten in broad daylight by her family because he was from a lower caste. She survived, but he died. And then there was Saba, a 19-year-old from Pakistan who was shot in the face and thrown into a river by her father and uncle for marrying a man without her family's approval. Saba survived, and her story featured in the Academy Award-winning documentary Girl in the River. We spoke to the film's director, Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, and asked her what drives these men to kill members of their own family.
Men feel it is their responsibility to make sure that women live in the confines of the rules that they have written for them. Men feel that somehow, by transgressing these unwritten rules that have been made by them, the women have shamed them or dishonored their families.
And that construct of honor is often attached to a woman's body or her behavior.
Such like using the Facebook or going to a restaurant or getting her veil out when she's out of her home.
It's as simple as sister is talking on the phone and her brother suspects that she's having illicit relationships.
These crimes range between waving hi to your coworker to having a sexual relationship.
And some men claim that loss of honor in the family and the community can only be restored by killing the woman.
Because the woman now is used as an eraser. Once you kill her, you erase the shame. You cleanse it with blood.
And it's not just women who are targeted. Men and LGBTQ people are also murdered. It's just not as common. So why are they still happening? Activists say it has a lot to do with changing times. More young people are asserting themselves and their rights.
Women are refusing to live the way their mothers and their grandmothers were living. So they want to be free to choose the man they marry, where they live, how they live.
It's what happened with Kandil Baloch in 2016. She was a 26-year-old social media star in Pakistan. Her killer was her brother.
And so you see this happening time and time again, where young women are growing up, educated, they begin to question the deeply misogynistic and patriarchal social structure that has been imposed on them.
And those structures are based on old concepts about ownership that go way back.
In France, when a man marries a woman in the 17th or the 18th century, she is his property. And he could do whatever he wants to do with her because he owns her.
It's not about honor, it's about the gender equity. Males, they do have the belief that they own females, even if it's his wife, his daughter, even his mother.
So how do we change that mindset? Well, activists say one of the ways is to change the laws. In Jordan, a killer can get their sentence reduced if a settlement is reached with the victim's family. Thing is, the killer is the victim's family. A sentence can also be taken down to just 6 months if the killing happened in a fit of fury. So activists want those laws gone, not only to bring justice to victims, but to stop the crimes happening at all.
You need to start making more examples of men who kill women. You need to make it such that it puts fear in the hearts of other men that if we kill, there will be repercussions.
Some outdated laws have recently been ditched. In 2017, Jordan repealed a law that allowed rapists to escape punishment if they married their victims. It's a first step that sends a strong message.
In my country of Pakistan, when I did A Girl in the River, we used that film to push for tougher legislation on honor killings. We took our film and put it on a mobile cinema, and we traveled the length and breadth of the country, and we continue to do so.
And it's that kind of work, raising awareness and lobbying for better laws, that campaigners say will save lives, and they're not prepared to wait for generations. On Start Here, we explain the important issues and what's going on in the news. So if there's a topic you want us to tackle, leave a comment wherever you're watching this video. I'll see you next week.